let me just amplify a little bit, just expand, what I meant when I said that Hillary Clinton was, I don't remember the exact words that I said, so let me just re-say it, okay? When Hillary Clinton started this campaign, like, a year and a half, 2 years ago, and started going to donors and going to campaign groups and talking to George Clooney about her fundraiser that they're going to have this weekend, I guess, and that kind of stuff, and spent a couple of years giving $250,000 speeches to big banks and Verizon executives and stuff like that. She was absolutely playing by the rules. She was doing what Democratic candidates have always done, or at least always done since her husband, since 1992, and perhaps before that. I don't know if Jimmy Carter did this or not. I don't think we even had super PACs back in 1980 or back in 1976. Whether Lyndon Johnson did, I'm sure Lyndon Johnson lined up the fat cats. So basically, Hillary Clinton was just putting together a normal, conventional Democratic campaign, and who could criticize that? This is how, as she said last night, this is how Obama did it. If you think that I'm beholden to the big banks for taking their money, what do you think of Obama? Now, the easy rebuttal would be, from Bernie would be, how many banks has President Obama prosecuted? Because it looks to me like there's a relationship between the banks being among his top 10 funders and the fact that, and his drawing, advisors from the banking industry, and the fact that he has failed to prosecute even one single major bankster when they're all guilty of major crimes. And I don't think anybody's arguing that. But Hillary is in this situation because of something she absolutely could not have predicted, which is Bernie Sanders. I mean, who would have thought that she was running against basically Jesus? I mean, how do you do that? Right? How do you, be the candidate of, this is the normal way things are done, and there's nothing wrong with that, and everybody agrees. 90, probably 90% of everybody in the House and the Senate, and frankly, state houses and senates all over the country, and assemblies and whatever else they legislatively call themselves, and governors, Democrat and Republican, but we're talking about Democrats now. Outside of maybe, 50, 60, 80 people in the House Democratic Caucus, everybody goes to the fat cats for money. It's like a requirement of politics. So if I'm Hillary Clinton and I'm putting together a campaign and I'm saying, okay, I'm going to do this the way it's always been done, and then along comes Bernie Sanders who says, no, I'm going to do it in a completely different way. We're going to do it, clean. And you look at that and you go, come on, you can't do that. It's never been done before. And then he goes ahead and does it. And she's got to be having a whiplash from this. It's like, wait a minute. But to her credit, she's, I think that she's getting it, and she's starting to say, okay, well, maybe we should be moving in a more progressive direction. See, the bottom line of what I'm saying here is that I am of the opinion, and this is a strongly held opinion. I'm quite sure I'm not wrong here, that the Sanders candidacy has changed the nature and the face of the Democratic Party for a generation. Bernie Sanders could, tomorrow morning say, doesn't look like we're going to make it. I'm going to go back to being the senator from Vermont. See you guys later. And it wouldn't matter, because he has kind of dropped this egg in the party, right? He's dropped this. Dropping an egg is a lousy metaphor. I was thinking in terms of Humpty Dumpty, but that's not even a good metaphor. He has done something. He has demonstrated that it is possible to run even for the highest office in the country. Now, it actually may be easier to run for the highest office in the country without taking money from the banksters, as opposed to, becoming a state senator, something like that. But he has demonstrated that it's possible. And now there's this group of people who are following in his footsteps. Zephyr Teachout is one of them. I believe Donna Edwards is one. I don't remember all the names. I'm on both his and Hillary Clinton's mailing lists. And he's sent out mailings over the last couple of days saying, make a contribution to me and I'll split it 4 ways. I get 1/4 of it. And each of these 3 congressional candidates will get 1/4 of it. And I'm looking at this going, this is cool. It's a whole brand new way to fund elections. And it's changing the face of the Democratic Party. And back when she was putting her campaign together, Hillary Clinton couldn't have foreseen this, frankly. And so she put together a good team which includes all the normal political things. You've got your hitman David Brock, you've got a good political operator and John Podesta, whose brother is one of the biggest lobbyists in town, really knows this city. You line up the establishment, you get money from rich people, and you run for president. It's how it's done. Well, maybe not. So we'll see where this goes. But this, regardless of how it shakes out, I'm telling you, the Democratic Party has changed.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 202-536-2370.
And interestingly, part of that is bleeding into the Republican Party as well, with Donald Trump saying, I don't need their money. I think that we're witnessing a major turning point in America.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.